been marketing online in some capacity for about the past 17 years. It was 1999 when I made my first dollar online as a copywriter, as a sales funnel expert, you name it, running all types of traffic, creating info products. So all different aspects of internet marketing. And for the past 5 years, my focus has been exclusively Facebook. And it really takes a lot to keep my attention. And the reason that Facebook has held my attention is because I really see it as the greatest social experiment in human history. And a lot of my peers were really confused why I narrowed up my focus to just Facebook, but this is back then. Now they're starting to get it because Facebook has become such a marketing hub that it applies to pretty much any business, especially if the business is trying to market online. It has far reach into every aspect of marketing for any company, whether you're an individual, a speaker, author, coach with a personal brand, whether you're a tech startup or a Fortune 100 company. Facebook has now attracted 3 million advertisers. And there's a reason for it. They're going to do $30 billion this year in ad revenue, of which 80% is mobile. So in the past, we've done a number of trainings where I talked about everything from retargeting the visitors from the website to generating leads with verified contact information without anyone even having to leave Facebook, and doing it with just tapping their thumb on a mobile device. And so the last training or two that we've done have been just around Facebook advertising as a whole, to kind of demystify the whole experience, because there's different levels of people, different levels of Facebook advertising experience on this webinar. Some of you have never even touched an ad button. You've never pushed go simply because it may be intimidating for you and you're really not sure, how to go about it. You may have a fear of, I'm going to do this and lose a lot of money. Others have dabbled a little bit and gotten to a place where you run some ads, but you're really not sure how to even review your own ad to know how well it's doing. And some of you are more experienced the Facebook marketers that are already doing retargeting, generating leads, but you still may have some questions. So this is a time right now for you to get unstuck. Whatever question, whatever place you're at, because we know it's a real challenge when you're trying to learn something, you get to a place where there's some confusion, it can stop you in your tracks. And so hopefully tonight we can get a bunch of your questions answered and help you move beyond that. So one of the things that I can kind of do to help you get started, as I give you a chance to add some questions to the question section there, is I want to talk just a brief moment about really what Facebook is good for you as a business owner, whether you have a traditional brick and mortar business or whether you have a home-based business, you're a budding entrepreneur just getting started. You still may even have a day job, but you're looking for a way to build your personal brand and to leverage Facebook. And the first thing I would offer up, which a lot of people are easily confused by, is that Facebook is not a traditional advertising platform. It's not like you're running a Craigslist ad. It's not like a billboard. It's not like even like a Google PPC campaign. It's very much different because of why people show up on Facebook. And so understanding the nuances of how the ecosystem, how Facebook as a whole works, will help you when you're placing your ads as well as posting to your page itself. In fact, there's pretty much 5 key things that Facebook can do for you, even if you've never done business on Facebook at all. And the first is, and it's one of the things that we're helping MLSP with, my agency is, in terms of gaining exposure and building your brand. And that is, I call it finding your tribe. You want to find the people that are part of your tribe, the people that can benefit most from what it is that you have to offer. And not only that, but your unique secret sauce and the thing that you add to it that makes it uniquely you. Too often people are trying to be someone else or be like someone else. And the truth is that what the internet is really starved for right now, and especially Facebook, is authenticity. And by being genuinely you, when you're doing your marketing, people are going to be drawn to you. Not everyone, but just the right people. So the first thing Facebook will do for you, whether it's with ads or the stuff you're doing organically with your Facebook page, is it's going to help you find and build your tribe. The next thing it's going to do is it's going to help you engage with them. And what I mean by engagement, I mean to build rapport. because you've heard the saying that people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So there's going to be many instances where there's not going to be enough rapport the first time someone sees your content. And so as a result, you're going to want to place value in front of them, even if it's just an article on your blog or even something that's within the post of your Facebook page, to start building that rapport and become familiar with you and your brand. So growing your audience, engaging that audience, building that rapport with them. The next is that you can create instant traffic. You can send it to your website, send it to offers by creating ads that send that traffic from Facebook to wherever you want it to go. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is that you can use Facebook to target the visitors of your website. We've talked about this on past webinars, but this is essentially where anyone that visits your website, again, most people on their first visit aren't going to really buy anything from you. They may or may not opt into your email list. Retargeting a lot gives you another chance to put content back in front of them, another chance for them to buy products and services from you. So retargeting is a big thing that Facebook can do for you. And the fifth one that I have is generate leads for your business. You can generate awesome, really good leads with real verified contact information. And while doing all of those things that Facebook will do for you, the reason it's more significant than any other ad platform is because of the way that you can target people. Okay? You can be real precise about who you want to see your ads, so you can hone in on the people most likely to consume value from you. So based on that, it should give a little bit of fodder for some questions. I already see some coming in here. So, Keisha is asking, how big should our target audience be? The answer to everything, every question that's going to be asked tonight is test. But I will tell you that depending upon the market, if it's not a real obscure market, you're going to want to run two campaigns towards each other. One ad set that's targeting really narrow. When I say narrow, not anything below like 50,000 in an audience size. And then one that's really wide, go up into, a couple million, 2 million, 5 million. And that's not an overly large size audience. In fact, you may not be aware of this, but when you create a lookalike audience on Facebook, well, the smallest size lookalike audience you can actually create is 2 million people. Facebook takes like 1% of the collective Facebook audience and tries to match them up with people that look like whoever you told them to look like. For instance, if you uploaded an email list and said, Facebook, find me people that resemble the people on my list, it'll do that, but it's going to give you a audience list of 2 million people in that lookalike audience. So you want to test both large and small. You might find some interesting things. With the really large audience, you might find that your click-through rate is lower, but your actual, whether it's your objective, whether it's a like or a click, it still may be in line cost-wise with what you're looking for, especially when compared to if you did a real targeted audience. So you could go either way, and it's actually very industry and interest specific. And so it's just one of those things you want to test. And you just duplicate your ad set, because there's a hierarchy that starts at the objective, which is what you're trying to accomplish with that ad. That's your campaign level. And then it goes to ad set, which is your who, what, where, when, how much. And then there's your ad level, which is the creative. That's your copy, your headline, your image, what the prospect's going to see. So in the middle, at the ad set level, that's where you can duplicate that ad set, go for a narrowed audience, and go for a much larger audience, and see how they perform against each other. See what else we have here. How do you find your targeted market for a health and wellness product? Okay, this is a good question. A couple of things I'm going to think about here, and I do this when I'm doing even client audits. When I'm looking at a market as a whole, I just did a client audit for onboarding a new client here this past week, and so I'll take a look at all the big players in their space. I'm going to look at all their social properties. I'm going to look to see what conversations they're driving in social media, and I want to see how the market is responding. And I want to know who has the voice, and then is the market responding to that? Those are key things that tell me what's working now, so I don't have to go and reinvent the wheel. So if I'm looking to tap into a new market, say in wellness, wellness is a big, huge, broad term. I mean, wellness could mean I'm going to target people that, are into specific types of diet, whether it's paleo, whether they're into yoga. In other words, they're consciously showing that they're doing something to take care of themselves. And so that's one place to start. But again, that's still really broad. But if I'm in the wellness industry and it's water filters, well, I'm probably going to drill straight down into other companies that have a presence online and especially in Facebook as it relates to water filters or supplements or juice or whatever the superfood or whatever it is might be. I want to see how it's being marketed now, and I want to see what content the market is responding to. And one of the things you're going to want to do with that is you're going to want to follow pages that are doing fairly well now, that have engagement, that post regularly. If you're seeing ads in your own newsfeed, because you're also in the wellness, pay attention to why you're seeing them. Get in the habit of, in your newsfeed, clicking in the upper right corner of the ads and drop down to where it says, why am I seeing this ad? Because what that's going to do, it's going to help you start to become familiar with how Facebook displays ad content to people. Am I seeing it because I'm being retargeted because I visited the website? Am I seeing it because I'm interested in, I have some interest, whether it's an individual that has a voice in health or whatever that reason might be. I want to know why I'm being targeted. That's going to help them. So don't always, you can start with the obvious and see if you like your results. If your objective is leads and you're getting low-cost leads by targeting your nearest competitor, by all means continue. If it's a crowded market and the cost per lead is really high, then start being more targeted in your audience and look to some more obscure markets. Maybe someone that's not interested in water filters, but they're interested in other aspects of their health. And there's some parallel interest. So that's kind of how I would look to target. And one of the things you have available to you is Audience Insights. That's one of the tools, the free tools. Everyone that has a Facebook personal account gets access to one ad account. That ad account gives them access to Audience Insights tool, which is a tool where you can start typing in interest, and it's going to tell you how many people are on Facebook in a given country or collection of countries that are interested in those topics. You can narrow it down even further, see what other pages they are on. So it's going to start to tell you who those people are, income levels, where they live, spending habits, whether they use mobile or desktop more. You're going to gain some pretty cool insights for who they are, which is going to help you in your copy as well as your targeting. Because as you narrow it down in the Audience Insights, you can actually save that audience group, and then later when you create an ad, so I want to target those people. What's the max in PPC you look for? It's a good question, but it's also very industry specific. And when you're first getting started with marketing, it's very easy to get caught up in, I want the lowest cost lead, I want the lowest cost like. While those are good metrics that you want to keep your eye on, the other question you should be asking yourself is, what is a lead worth to you? If you're creating leads with phone numbers, but you're not calling anyone, you're kind of wasting your money. So don't ask for phone number anymore, and your conversions will go up a little bit higher, and your lead costs will drop down a little bit. If you are asking for phone number and your leads and you're calling them, and you're finding out that for every 15, 20 leads you call, you're gaining a customer, and that customer's worth X to you, you might be willing to pay 5, 10, or however many dollars per lead. So the cost per lead is really relevant to the value of a customer. So it really depends on the market. If I'm in a market that is, for instance, people in the mortgage industry, they pay a premium for leads. I've got a client that we're working on a campaign for in solar power. And because those are projects that bring in a lot of money, those guys are willing to pay some bank for a lead. So it really depends on it's very industry specific. I would start with your campaign just to see where your baseline medium is by doing some reasonable targeting, and then look for opportunities to narrow your costs. And you're going to do that a number of ways. You're going to look at things like age, what age groups. Right? If you have it from 18 to over 65, then you're looking at your analytics for your ad, and you're seeing that the people that are actually responding and producing the lowest cost clicks are between 35 and 45. Well, then start honing in based on who's responding to your ads. Another question here, what do I think of boosting an ad? Well, it used to be that I didn't recommend it at all, because there's 4 different ways you can advertise on Facebook. You can advertise directly from your Facebook page itself. You can grow your audience. You can increase engagement and boosting a post. You can send traffic to your website. So a number of things you can do directly from the page. The next level up is the Ads Manager. This is the one you should get familiar with for sure. It's the easiest one to learn. The next one beyond that, which is a little bit more advanced, is the Power Editor. When Facebook releases new feature function, it releases it to Power Editor first. So if you want to be on the cutting edge, you want to take the time to learn Power Editor. And beyond that, there are third-party tools like Adspresso, Social.com, and others that are third-party tools that connect to Facebook, and you can run your ads from their platforms. So that being said, do you boost posts? Well, the targeting has gotten a lot better for boosting posts directly from the page. There will be some instances where I will boost a post from the page if the only people I'm trying to reach are the fans of that page. If there's something that is relevant that I want to make sure all the fans see, then yeah, the quick shot is just to do a straight boost from the page, and it will still provide you analytics in the Ads Manager. You can go into the Ads Manager and see that ad even though you boosted it from the page. However, if I'm trying to be precise with targeting for a post, then I'm going to do it from the Ads Manager. So those are the 2 instances. Do I let ads run all of the time, or do I turn them on and off? Well, there's a number of different ways that you can do this. You can run an ad that goes for a certain number of time. Like for instance, you could say you can choose lifetime. You can say, I'm going to spend $100 over the next week on this ad. And it's going to spread it out over 7 days. The minimum you can advertise per day is $5 for an ad. But the lifetime will spread it out over a period of time. Or you can say, I want this ad to run indefinitely until I turn it off. And you just set the amount you want to spend per day, and it will just run and run and run. You can also schedule an ad. I'll give you an example. One of the things we've done as an initiative to invite more people and remind more people about the wake-up calls in the morning is we have an ad that runs on a schedule. It'll run Monday through Friday from the evening up until right before the wake-up call. And the reason that we did that, rather than just pushing another new post about it, is by using that same one, now people are seeing a post. It's got social proof. It's got likes, comments, shares, and we have it scheduled. So it just depends on the type of ad you're running. If you have a scheduled event that you're pushing for, a webinar, of course, you're going to want to just use the lifetime and set the cutoff date. If I've got a client that has a campaign that produces super low-cost leads, we've dialed it in. And so we'll actually run some leads, and shut it off. They'll get on the phone, they'll call those leads, and a week or 2 later, they need more leads, we just flip the switch. Leads start coming in again, we'll turn it off. So we have some like that. We also have ads that I call set them and forget it. For example, if you do some targeting and you say, Facebook, rather than leaving it up to you to optimize a like campaign to grow an audience and charge me whatever you can get for that day, because you'll see it go up and down depending upon whoever else is bidding and what the ad platform's doing that day. But I've got ads where I'm going to say, you know what, Facebook, I don't want to pay more than 23 cents. And what Facebook's going to do is Facebook's not going to send much traffic to that. But over the span of a week, a month, many months, it's going to add up, and I'm going to get a lot of that objective, whether it's a like or engagement or clicks to your website, but it's going to be exactly what I decided to bid on it. Say, I don't want to pay any more than this. So because I know what my cost will never be higher than what I set it for, I just set it and forget it because I know that's an acceptable amount that I'm willing to pay for that ad. So when Facebook has windows where it's like, hey, I can show this ad and get the results the person's looking for, then I get those. So I'll look back at an ad that's been running for a month or two. It's like, didn't get much, but the stuff I did get is great. So a lot of different instances for how you may run them. One other thing about cost for an ad, is if you want, as an added buffer for you, remember I'm talking about the three hierarchies. You've got the campaign level, you've got the ad set level, and the ad level. Well, normally what you're paying for your ads is here in the middle at the ad set level. However, when you establish a campaign, there's a little option. It says optional on there. You can set a limit for that campaign as a whole. You can say, I don't care how many ad sets I have or how many ads. I only want to spend. I don't want to spend any more than $100 on this. So you can set it at the campaign level, and it will lock that in, and you will not spend any more than that amount you just established. How do I dial in an audience, and what should we start out paying for that? Good question. So the cost and what you're paying for an ad isn't the determining factor as to how well the ad is performing. I've seen a number of people training suggest that's the case, but I don't believe that's the case. What I believe, and this is all advertising, it's the number of impressions. The cost isn't directly related. It's the number of people that see that ad. And there's some times where I can judge an ad based on 1,000 impressions. Other times I like to get the 5,000 impressions, meaning that it's been in the news feed of 1,000 or 5,000 people. And the question becomes, how many of those people engage them? Is it 1%? Is it less than 1%? Is it over 5%? That to me is the biggest key indicator about an ad. So it's not how much you spend to know if that ad's effective. It's really the engagement and results you're getting once you've done at least of 1,000 impressions, 5,000 would be safe. Let's see. How do you dial in an audience? Good question. So dialing in an audience is, for me, it's a couple of things. When you're trying to hone in on the audience itself, you're going to, once your ad is run and it's hit that 1,000 or up to 5,000 or more impressions, the more data you get, the more accurate it's going to be. It's going to have less anomalies. Look first to gender, then look to age groups. And again, it's going to be market specific. I know in the wine market, for instance, women respond much more to the ads, and the cost for their engagement and likes and actually get clicked to offers and things is lower than men. So you're going to look to age and gender. You're going to look to placement. For instance, if someone's already familiar with you or your brand or the people that you're marketing to, for instance, if you're retargeting, you can use the right-hand column, because right-hand column is really good for people who already have some affinity, some familiarity with your brand. Other than that, I would, in most cases, stay away from the right-hand column if you're marketing to people who are seeing your offer and you for the first time. So narrowing down and optimizing your ad in your target audience is really going to be to look to see who's responding to it. And you've got, when you're looking at the ads manager, over on the far right-hand side, there's going to be a section of drop-down where you can choose all those things. And it's going to show you all the different age groups, gender, all those sorts of things. So that's one way. Another way to do it is to split up your ad sets based on interest. That way you can see which interests they're responding to, or you're targeting pages and that sort of thing. So that's kind of just start narrowing it down there. And then, of course, the other place you're going to split test is at the ad level, changing out your image, your headline, call to action, that sort of thing. Let's see here. Can I explain pixel retargeting? Just a quick overview for how to incorporate it into ads, and can it be an aspect of your like campaigns? Not at this time. Well, I mean, it can be, but it's not. Okay, for a like campaign, absolutely, because here's the thing. Retargeting is just creating an audience, okay? So you can run any type of ad you want to it, whether it's a lead generation ad, whether it's a like campaign, whether it's post engagement, whether it's driving traffic to your website. Retargeting is simply a matter of placing a small piece of code on your website. Facebook now is tracking the behavior of anyone that visits your site. Time and date stamp, when they were there, and what pages they visited, whether they searched for. Anytime the URL changes while the person's on your site. Now you can go back into Facebook and create groups, I call them buckets, of audience segments based on their behavior. If you visited your coaching page, you can create a bucket called coaching. Now you can run a like campaign if you wanted only the people that have been to your coaching page, but who have not already liked your Facebook page. So yes, you can be creative and do things like that. How many likes before we should start running ads from our fan page? You don't need to wait to have likes to run ads from your fan page. You do have to associate an ad account with, associate a fan page with your ads. However, you got to start from somewhere. And so, yes, the social proof is important and it does help, but you've got to start from the beginning. So I would say allocate a small amount towards growing your tribe or your audience, your page likes, a little bit for engagement, and then whatever you want for what I call social response marketing, whether it's sending people to the website, creating leads, all that sort of thing. So you can kind of do them simultaneously, and it doesn't take a whole lot for a large ad budget to do that. But you can have multiple ads running that have different objectives. And keep in mind that if you run an ad, and if it's a really well-written ad that is also informative, it can do all three. It can actually, the good ads will actually have people liking your page in addition to clicking off the website. It will also have them liking, commenting, and sharing on the post, which is going to give you even more reach, and so you're getting engagement too. So there are many instances where a properly targeted, well-written ad is going to do all of those things for you. Fans, and I still find my engagement is very low. Any tips? I am doing some paid ads as well. Yes. Here's the thing, and I know it's frustrating especially for some people that have been marketing on Facebook for a while. You kind of have this feeling of, I've built up this audience, but I'm not reaching them. The thing you have to remember is that what is most important to Facebook is the user experience. And Facebook will do everything to protect that user experience. And directly out of the mouth of Zuckerberg and the newsfeed team, they actually pay very close attention to what people respond to. And so friends and family will come first. In fact, I did a study just a couple weeks back. I got 150 or 100 or so people to help me out with this. And I had them audit and catalog 150 posts in their newsfeed. I wanted to know which ones came from friends, which ones were ads, which ones were groups, pages. And pages is dropping a bit. And the one that's really continuing to rise, which is 50% of it now, is any post that comes from a personal account. So there's three ways that an ad that your posts for your page are going to end up in someone's newsfeed. The first way is that if they're really connected to your page because they're engaged with it, they're going to see your content. Or if they click the like button and they drop down, it says see this first. You can get your fans to do that, your rabid fans. Those people are going to see your content every time. The second way is if you're using an ad. You have something you post on your page and you want to make sure that your people are seeing it, you're going to have to spend a little money to get that engagement. And the third way, which is a really powerful way, when you're sharing content that is shareable, one of the biggest chunks of what ends up in your newsfeed is when someone else shares a video, shares a post, shares a link from another page. Okay? So when someone shares your content, it goes into the newsfeed of their friends. So that's enough. So those three ways, either directly from your page, from an ad, or when someone shares it. So that's why it's good to get engagement around your posts, especially if it's shareable content, because when they share it, it's going to get a lot of organic additional reach, with a lot of extra mileage. How much do I pay per click or bid? They will give you some suggestions if you're actually going to take it away, take it out of, let Facebook do the optimizing for you, and you want to actually choose what you pay. It will actually, right below the open box when you type it in, it will give you a recommendation of a range where Facebook thinks you should start. You don't have to start there. You can start at whatever price you want. And then just keep an eye on it, of course. Let's see here. Should I have a fan page for each business, or should I just brand myself? That's a good question, and it really depends on your businesses. If there are your businesses and you've got one that's on scuba diving equipment and another one that's on, RC race cars, well, you're going to want to keep those separate. Just you don't have to have a separate ad account for it, but you do want a separate page for it because you're trying to establish a tribe and a conversation around it. And if the conversations don't fit and match, you want to keep the pages separate. However, with that said, if you're branding new and the conversation is about the things you do, then potentially you can do that on your web page. Let's see. Last time I ran an ad was a lead generation ad, and I couldn't reuse my own form. Is there a way to use my own form without having to make a Facebook form? No, there isn't at this time. However, there's no reason for you to want to do that. And the reason that that probably will never happen is because Facebook is pre-populating the form with information that it has on its users. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to download that information. There's maybe some free tools out there. Zapier, their premium, which costs like $20 or something. There's Leads Bridge. There's a few tools out there now. And even some of the autoresponder systems are getting better at connecting Facebook to be able to pull those leads out of the system for you and place them in your autoresponder. But no, right now with a lead generation, I can't connect your front door. What's the difference between a like and a click? The difference between a like and a click is that they're actually just clicking the like button, which means they're now connected to your Facebook fan page, so that they are now a fan. And a click can send them anywhere. And in most cases, it's sending them off of Facebook to your blog or to an offer or anywhere else that you're sending them, you're driving traffic to. Is there a place where we can get specific training on how to outline your ad to make it highly converting? Funny you should ask. Absolutely. You know, as it stands now, I've done lots of training in webinar format like this, and most of them I do slide presentation and keynote, and then I will do some drive-by where I actually go into the ad creation process based on the amount of time that we have. And there's so many, I mean, even for the questions that we have here, retargeting is its own training. We actually have a training course, the back office of MLSP called Social Retargeting Pro. The lead generation ads, we actually have a full-blown training course that teaches you step-by-step how to go in and create lead generation forms and the ads that go along with them. And with regard to the questions about how do I dial in ads, after doing these webinars, like I said, I've spoke now at 2 Live the Dreams. I've attended in 5 of them. Been an instructor now at 3 different retreats, and I think this is like the 5th or 6th webinar. And what's been helpful in doing this is that a lot of my clients and a lot of people who I teach this marketing stuff to are actually marketing professionals. They actually go out and do this stuff for businesses. They have businesses as clients that they're running ads for and running their social media for. And so it's been helpful to spend time with this community and really hear your questions and hear your concerns. And so what we did about, I guess it's been about a couple of weeks ago, or a month or so ago, right bore Live the Dream, is I locked myself in my bunker here, and I put on the thinking cap and went step by step based on all the questions and stuff I've ever got from you guys, and created a freaking awesome training course that starts you from the very beginning, even if you've never run an ad before, scared to, not sure even how to get to where you run an ad. And so we actually do have a course now that is exactly for you guys from start to finish. You want me to share a little bit about that, Brian?
Yeah, please do so, guys. I mean, we asked Jesse to create what we're about to share with you guys because of just what Jesse said. This is, if you're looking to scale and looking to grow your business, there's nothing better than paid traffic, whether that's to a webinar or a capture page, to get people through the door. And Jesse's the guy, and this is something that we are super excited to bring into MLSP as an affiliate product, and also for those who are ready to master this stuff, this is very special. So yeah, dive in, man.
Cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and talk about what's in this training, and then once we finish that, I'm going to jump back into some more of these questions that we have here. Okay? So I think that's the best way for us to do it. So let me go ahead and share my screen here and show you something. Let me show you what I'm working with. So, do you see it okay?
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. So I ended up creating this course based on, first of all, 5 years of running ads on Facebook and spending many millions of dollars on a variety of different markets, as well as helping clients add many millions of fans to their fan pages. And so I created this course. It took me quite a while, and it ended up being 5 sections and 19 training modules with step-by-step videos where I'm going from start to finish showing you everything. In the very beginning, the section 1, it's got 4 modules. It's got a course introduction where essentially I'm mapping out for you, here's what we're going to be covering. Here's where, regardless of where you're beginning, this is for you. This is where we're going to dig in. And I actually start at the very, very beginning, showing you how to navigate to the Facebook Ads Manager to begin with. And there's a number of different ways you can get there. Of course, I talked about the different ways you can advertise on Facebook. I touched on that tonight. In Module 3, I actually give you an overview of the Ads Manager. A lot of times when you're looking at that screen, you know, your eyes might glaze over if you don't understand what you're looking at. How to be able to tell where you create your ad from, and then how to know if your ads are performing, be able to review it and navigate your way around the Ads Manager. And of course, the 4th module in this first section is the Ads Manager menu. The menu up top is where you have all of these cool hidden tools that you may not have even known existed, from the Audience Insights, which I talked about tonight, which will help you to establish who is your exact target market. You know, where do they live? What's their income level? What other things are they into? What pages do they like? That's there. It's also where you go and find your pixel that you're going to place on your website. It's also where you manage any images that you've uploaded to your ad account. So I basically walk you all around that so you know where everything is and how to get to it. In the second section is where we move on a little bit. And this is key. No matter what level of skill you have with Facebook advertising, audiences and targeting is the most critical. And the reason for this is because you can have a perfect, as I mentioned earlier, the guy that, or the guy or gal that was saying that they weren't sure if it was their landing page or not. Well, it very well could have been their targeting and their audience. So in Module 5, I cover everything from creating and managing your audiences. And this includes if you're going to upload your own email list so that now you can market to them, whether it's you're going to go to the Audience Insights and kind of snoop around and put in some interest and learn how to save that as an audience group so you can market to them, or whether you're going to create audience groups of the people that visited your website as in retargeting. So that's where we look at creating and managing audiences. In Module 6, it's where I actually walk you through all the steps and processes of how to use the Facebook Audience Insights tool. How to narrow down your audience, basically what does it tell you? I mean, you actually really start to frame a look. You can almost give the person a name, like, you know, Bob that lives in, you know, Idaho, that loves pizza, that rents his house, and on and on. So that way, as you're actually starting to create this image of the person that you're going to be marketing to based on all of this cool information that Facebook gives you. There's no other company on the planet that does that. It's one of the big reasons I'm so drawn to Facebook. So in the third section, this is where we dive into creating your first ad. So, this is one of the last questions that we got. How do you actually get started? And this is where I start in Module 7 at the highest level, which is the Facebook ad campaign. This is your objective. What do you want to accomplish? Do you want a like campaign to grow your fans of your page? You want engagement? You want to generate leads for your business? You want to send traffic to your blog or to an offer? Okay, this is where we explore all the different ways you can use Facebook ads and what's available to you. Next, we drop down into the ad set level, and I show you how to select your audience. You may have created an audience somewhere else, but you can actually refine it even further at the ad set level. So I'll walk you through all the steps of doing that. And then in Module 9, we actually get into placement. You heard me talk earlier about staying away from audience network. You can waste a lot of money there by not knowing the pros and cons of each placement, whether it's desktop newsfeed, desktop right column, mobile, what type of mobile device, audience network, all these different types of places, Instagram, that you can set it so that your ad is seen. So that's covered in Module 9. Module 10, this is where we talk about budget and scheduling. How much to spend, whether you want to do a lifetime campaign, whether you want to set it to go daily, all the things that you can do to switch it off of what's automated by Facebook and allow you to define what you're going to pay for your ads. And I also talk about scheduling. You can actually run your ads on a schedule. If you have a webinar every Wednesday, maybe you want to have an ad that builds up to it, and then you let it sit for 2 days. You can do things like that that are pretty creative. So that's in depth, digging into creating your first ad, from the campaign, the ad set level, all the way down to budgeting and scheduling. And then, of course, deep dive into the actual ads itself. And this is super cool, and I love doing this, and this one is one of my favorite modules, is Module 11. It's called a Facebook Newsfeed Ad Drive-By. What I'm doing in this training module is I'm just scanning my Facebook newsfeed. I'm looking for ads, and I'm telling you about the ad, what I like about the copy, what I like about the image, what I like about the call to action. I'll even click on the ad, go to the landing page, look at it. Does it look congruent? I will tell you how I think the ad's performing and how I would improve upon the ad. So you're going to be able to see through my eyes and really understand how I review copy at the ad level. I'm also going to talk about introduction to ad types, all the different types that you can create and why you might want to use them. In Module 13, it's specific to clicks to website, anytime you're sending an ad off of Facebook. In Module 14, I talk about the nuances of audience growth. You want to find your tribe, grow your fan page? Well, what are the considerations? Should you open up to anyone that likes your page? Should you target a specific audience and build fans from that? I cover that in depth in Module 14. The next section, actually it's section 4, continue. Another ad type is, I talk specifically about promoting your page, whether you're doing that from the page itself or whether you're doing that from the ads manager, and the things that are going to get you the most targeted page likes for the best cost. All the things you should be aware of. And then the question comes up about boost to post. Now, when I'm saying boost to post, now I'm using it as a general term. I'm not just talking about boosting it from the page, although that's where the terminology came from, and we all see it underneath the post. You want to boost this post? Well, I talk about the differences between doing it there and doing it from the ads manager so that you know the benefit of doing either and when you might want to do that. Then we talk about lead generation ads. Now, mind you, we do have an entire course that's dedicated to this, but for those of you that at least want to dabble and understand how it works, I go fairly in-depth about it. In fact, there's 2 modules for it. One is kind of an overview of it, and the next one shows some examples of how I'm using it, and I actually show some pretty cool tips. One of them is about how you can create a lead generation ad, turn the ad off, get the link for that ad, post it on your Facebook page, pin it to the top, and now when people are going to your page for other posts, at the very top, they're going to see that lead, lead generation ad. They click it, the same pre-populated form pops up with their information that you requested, and now you have a lead. So super cool thing there with Module 18. Now, where it all comes together, for those of you that have been running ads yourself for quite some time, this is where the rubber meets the road, and this is reporting and optimization. Because it's sometimes a struggle if you have no idea what to look for in your ad. Okay, so my click-through rate's high, but my cost per lead is also high. What can I do there? Where can I look for ways to improve it? And what can the reporting tell me? I'm going to show you how to go into the ads manager and use the reporting that you have available to you. Not only to use it, I'm going to show you how to create some custom stuff so that for your particular ads in your market, you can just, with a click of a button, be able to see a display that gives you the exact information about your ads that you want. So that there is 19 training modules across 5 sections. And again, regardless of whether you've never run an ad before or whether you are rocking ads, there is something in here, and this course was created specifically with you in mind. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do to really just increase the value of this so that I make sure that you're learning all aspects of Facebook marketing is I've got some pretty awesome bonuses that I'm throwing in with this. The first is Facebook Retargeting 101. This is a live presentation that I did that actually talks about retargeting, how it works, all the way from start to finish, because you're going to place this on your website, but then what happens? When would you use it? How would you want to use it? What does it look like once you're back on Facebook? So this is a live presentation that I did for a group of people. So that's available to you. The other thing is, for those of you, like the question that someone had, do I build a fan page for each of my businesses? Well, this is a training module that speaks directly to that. There's 3 types of fan pages. There's the personal fan page, there's the brand, and there's the idea or concept, like snowmobiling or fishing. You know, I talk about the different nuances of the types of pages on Facebook, how and when to use them, and how to build them. Now, this one here, this third bonus, is kind of a secret weapon in my agency. And it's called Fan Page Karma. It's a tool that I use regularly that allows me to go out and spy on anyone. I can load any page and see what other pages also share their fans. I can see who the top influencers are on the page. I can look at all of their posts going back years and see which ones shine the brightest so that I can get ideas for my own content. It allows me to create a dashboard of all the pages I want to follow, of all the leaders in my marketplace, so I can stay on top of what people are responding to. And I show you exactly how I use this tool. It even show you how to go about getting a free trial to get started with it. The other thing here is I have a training module on the new text overlay. Facebook does not go by the 20% text rule anymore, but what they do have is a new tool now that will tell you the amount of reach it expects that your ad will get based on how much text. You upload your image, and it's going to tell you it's either okay, low, medium, or high. And I'll just kind of walk you through that since it's fairly new, and most people haven't heard of it. Another awesome bonus. This is a cool, it's free analytics tool that I use for ads called Orabee. I can actually load an ad or ad account into Orabee, and it's going to show me all kinds of stuff. Like if I have 5 countries, it's going to say, where are my most engagement coming from? Where is my budget being allocated between? It'll tell me, are more men or more women or age groups. It will show me these cool graphs that give me insight into how my ads are performing, where they're performing best, and this is going to help me to optimize and know who's responding to my ads so I can fine-tune my ads. Meaning more engaging people, better leads, and lower cost. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to open this back up. This is a private Facebook group where I actually get in there and answer every single question that a person sends my way with regards to Facebook. It's really small and intimate. We've got about 151 members right now, and there's not a question that will go unanswered in here. And so for that reason, I keep it quite small because this is a time consumer for me. So this is also going to be included for anyone that actually wants to take advantage of this offer today. Now, one other thing that's going to be cool for some of you are actually already in this group. In October, I'm going to start doing something new with this group, which is super, super cool. And it is this. Every morning, I have staff that work for me in my agency that send me a report. And that report is everything that was newsworthy on all the different sites that we paid big money for, membership sites that we're members of, that are marketing related, private groups, private mastermind groups, Skype groups, and just also stuff that's newsworthy that is related to what's significant on Facebook, what's working, what's up and coming. I'm going to start sharing that daily report with the group. And one last one that is absolutely specific to only the people on this call here is I am going to do a follow-up group coaching call with anyone that wants to get this course tonight. We're going to do this in October. I'm going to give you a full month, maybe 6 weeks, to go through this training. And if you get stuck anywhere, you have questions, I'm going to answer all of your questions, just a small group. So every single person is going to get their questions answered, and I'm going to review your ads. So those are 7 awesome rockin' bonuses that I put together, along with the course itself, which is 5 sections and 19 modules of step-by-step videos, and simply $199. This is something that even in my own business, when I sell courses, I would never price it at this, but this is my way of really wanting to contribute to the My Lead System Pro community. I know that a lot of people are really confused about where to scale their skills in Facebook advertising to next. So as a result, this is me extending this training to you in a way that should be affordable for everyone. And that, my friend, is what I have.
And that is a gift, ladies and gentlemen. That is Jesse's been out, it feels like more than 6, man, maybe just because we hang. But, he's been out and serving our community for what feels like forever. And he's our in-house Facebook wizard. This is $100, $200, guys, $199. It's a steal. It's pretty ridiculous when you take a look at what you're getting there as you go through those modules. very grateful to have this in our back office, guys. This is an affiliate product for sure. I've spent $199 on ads in a second when I set them up wrong. So the stupid tax that you could pay in advertising, like I think everyone does when they first get started, because I didn't have it, Jesse, back in 2005 when I got online. That can go real quickly. So the investment is, it's insane. He's doing it as a gift to us. He's a big part of, he's an alliance for this vision. He loves what we do here with MLSP, and he's doing this out of truly wanting to help and serve at a level, at a price point level that everyone, if they want to dive in, can do it. Really, that course should be a couple thousand, and he does sell courses like that for that price. This is very special for us.